Ever wondered why it seems like every woman you meet these days seems more interested in your wallet than your personality? Well, sit back and buckle up because we're about to dive headfirst into the new age dilemma that's got men worldwide scratching their heads. You see, there's this emerging trend where some women are starting to prioritize financial security over emotional connection. It's like they're out here playing Monopoly, but instead of trying to collect properties, they're out to collect bank accounts. Now, I ain't saying all women are like this, but there's a growing number of them who are switching up the game. It's like they've traded in their hearts for calculators, tallying up your worth before they've even asked about your favorite color. And it's not just about the Benjamins, it's about the lifestyle, the designer bags, the five-star vacations. I remember back in the day, you could impress a girl with a heartfelt poem or a homemade mixtape. But now if you're not driving a luxury car or sporting a designer watch, you might as well be invisible. It's like the dating game has turned into a bidding war where the highest bidder gets the girl. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with wanting financial security. We all want to live comfortably. But when did it become the be-all and end-all? When did love letters get replaced by bank statements? When did holding hands get swapped out for holding credit cards? But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. This is just a new challenge we've got to navigate. It's like a video game, right? Every level has its own boss, and this is the boss we're dealing with right now. So fellas, it's high time you understood what's going on, and we're here to help you navigate these treacherous waters. Back in the day, a good heart and a charming personality used to be enough, right? But times have changed, my dudes. The game has switched up, and there's been a major shift in priorities. Let's dive into it. Once upon a time, it was all about that knight in shining armor, that Prince Charming, a guy who could make you laugh, who'd be there for you, who'd hold your hand through the thick and thin. But now it's all about the Benjamins, the bag, the paper, the moolah, and it ain't just about having it now. It's about flaunting it, showing the world you've got it. So, what happened? Why this drastic change? Well, I'll tell you, it's a combination of things. The internet happened, social media happened. That Instagram life, the Facebook fantasies, the Twitter tales, it's all about the look at me, I've got it all culture. And let's not forget the celebrities, the influencers, the rich and the famous. They've painted a picture of an ideal life, a life of luxury and leisure, and everyone's trying to keep up. And then there's the economy. It's tough out there, man. Jobs are scarce, bills are piling up, and the cost of living is skyrocketing. Survival of the fittest, right? So can you really blame them? Can you blame a woman for wanting a man who can provide, who can secure the bag? But here's the thing, fellas, it ain't about being a cash cow or a walking ATM. It's about being a man of substance, a man of value. It's about having ambition, having goals, having a vision. It's about working hard, grinding, hustling. It's about building an empire, not just for you, but for her, for your future together. So what's a brother to do in these trying times? Stick around, we're just getting warmed up. So you've probably heard this term being thrown around a lot lately, sponsor. But what does it really mean? Well, folks, it's not about some philanthropic character who's backing up a charity event or a little league baseball team. Oh no, it's a whole different ballgame. We're talking about a sponsor in the context of relationships. And let me tell you, it's as complicated as trying to figure out the plot of an avant-garde art film. So imagine this, you're a woman in the modern age juggling a career, personal goals, and a social life. Then there's a lot on your plate, and sometimes you need a little, shall we say, financial backup. Enter the sponsor, a generous individual, usually with a fat wallet, who's willing to support you financially in exchange for, well, let's keep it classy and say companionship. Now I know what you're thinking. Isn't that just a sugar daddy or a sugar mama situation? Well, yes and no. While the concept might bear a passing resemblance, the dynamics of a sponsorship are a bit different. It's less about an age gap and more about a power dynamic. The sponsor holds the purse strings and the sponsored, well, they're living it up on someone else's dime. Don't get me wrong, I'm not judging. It's a wild world out there, and sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. But remember, there's no such thing as a free lunch. These relationships often come with their own set of complications and expectations. And let's be honest, it can get a bit murky. Are you in it for the love, for the money, or the Gucci bags? It's a tangled web, and sometimes you might find yourself caught up in the middle of it. But hey, who am I to say? Maybe you're thinking, Sign me up for that Gucci bag. If so, more power to you. Sounds pretty crazy, right? But don't worry, we've got some tips and tricks up our sleeve. All right, fellas, now that we've understood the lay of the land, how do we navigate it without selling our souls or our sneakers? Well, let's start with a simple truth. It's not about the Benjamins, it's about the connection. Yeah, you heard me right. Despite the bling and the flash, at the end of the day, it's the bond that matters. So first things first, be genuine. If you start pretending to be something you're not, you'll end up in a world of trouble. Remember, authenticity is key. Now, on to the second tip, communication. It's like the secret sauce to any relationship. You gotta talk, and more importantly, you gotta listen. Understand her needs, her aspirations, her dreams, and make sure she understands yours. It's not a one-way street, fellas. Next up, let's talk about respect. It's about more than just opening doors or pulling out chairs. It's about acknowledging her worth, her independence, and her choices. Remember, she's not looking for a sponsor, she's looking for a partner. And here's the kicker, fellas. Don't be afraid to show your vulnerability. Yeah, I said it. Vulnerability. It's not a sign of weakness, but a sign of strength. It shows you're human. And trust me, there's nothing more attractive than that. Now, all this might sound like a lot, but it's really not. It's about being a decent human being, treating others with respect and standing up for what you believe in. It's not about the size of your wallet, but the size of your heart. And let's not forget humor. A good laugh can break the ice, lighten the mood, and bring people closer. So don't be afraid to crack a joke or two, just make sure it's in good taste. And finally, always remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Take your time, be patient, and let things unfold naturally. Remember, it's a jungle out there, but with the right tools, you can conquer it. So there you have it, fellas. We've dissected the sponsor phenomenon and given you some survival strategies. But remember, not all women are looking for a sponsor. Let's take a step back and run through what we've covered today. We started off by discussing this new age dilemma, where the dynamics of relationships are constantly changing. And it's not just a shift in priorities we're talking about. We're seeing a whole new ball game where some women are hunting for sponsors instead of partners. But don't get it twisted, fellas. Not every woman is out there with a price tag. There are plenty who value genuine connections and mutual respect over materialistic gains. The key is to recognize the signs and know what you're getting yourself into. Don't let yourself be taken for a ride. We also took a deep dive into the sponsor phenomenon. It's not about pointing fingers or judging, but understanding this reality. Yes, it exists and it's more prevalent than you might think. But just like any trend, it doesn't define the entire landscape. Navigating this new landscape can seem like walking through a minefield. It's easy to feel lost or even betrayed. But remember, self-respect and dignity should always be your compass. Don't compromise on your values or sell yourself short. You're worth more than a wallet filled with cash. In the end, it's all about adapting to these changing times without losing sight of who you are. Understand the game, but don't let it change you. Seek genuine connections, maintain your self-respect, and don't be anyone's ATM. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more real talks like these. Stay woke, fellas. Until next time.